Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Cavalcade of Food. It's Kevin, and we are going to do a part 2 of our China dishes and tableware. I did this a few weeks ago, and so we had a lot of nice comments and people interested in seeing more. So I'm going to do that. I've got the table set here, and we'll go table by table. Some of you asked about restaurant ware, and I have some of that, but I'm going to do that in a separate video. So what I'm going to show today is really dishes for home use that were available. And we'll start right here at this table. These are two sets of dishes that are Blue Ridge Southern Pottery, and our food friend Jonathan is a fan of these and uses these every day. And I have a couple of patterns here, and I'm going to try to, let's see, get in. This pattern here is called Whirligig, and I love this pattern. It's green, gray, kind of a maroon, but I love, look at the border work on that. These are all hand painted, so no two are really the same. Let me set this down and see if we can show the mark here on the back, and it's hard to get this close. The camera doesn't want to focus, but it says Blue Ridge hand painted underglaze Southern Potteries Incorporated, made in USA. So I'm not quite sure, Jonathan might know, or somebody else, where they actually made these, where the factory was. But here is another pattern that I really, really love because it's just so bright and cheerful. And if you look, this particular plate has sort of a scalloped edge. This is called Ridge Daisy. Again, here's our back Blue Ridge hand-painted underglaze Southern Potteries Incorporated, made in USA. So we've got, I tried to do for each place setting a plate, a small bowl, and a cup and saucer. And yeah, just a wonderful, look at the handle here on this cup. So this is Blue Ridge. A lot of people do collect it. I see it frequently at places. Now, this table is our Melmac table. So Melmac was a form of plastic that was used for dishes, was popular in the 50s and 60s. And actually, I still see Melmac plates available today at different places. But these are sort of some early examples. Here's one from 1962. This one is called Wheat Turquoise. So you can see turquoise was a popular color in Melmac. A lot of manufacturers made things with the turquoise color in it. And I think that was just a popular color of that period too. The 50s and early 60s were very pastel driven in terms of colors. So turquoise was popular. But these are, as you can see, plastic, not, I guess you could break them if you really tried, but they're pretty sturdy. Here we've got Melmac Quality Melamine Dinnerware Mallo-Ware by Mallory. So Mallory was a big industrial company, Chicago, Illinois. So there we go. Here is the, let's take a look at the bowl. which is solid turquoise. Same imprint on the bottom. It's actually molded in. It's not printed on. So Melmac was a trademark of the Mallory Company, but a lot of other manufacturers made plastic dishware, and people called it Melmac, but you know, it's like Kleenex, Q-tip, stuff like that. So that is actual Melmac. Now here is something that was made by a company called Brookpark, and this pattern is called Fantasy. And I laughed when I first found this because, I don't know, to me, that kind of looked like a marijuana leaf to me. And a lot of people have commented on that who have seen this, but it's not, by the way. This was designed by a woman named Joan Luntz Goulder, and she actually was a woman who did a lot of design work during this period. These particular pattern was made by Brookpark from what I can figure from 1956 to 1959. And here we have, there's nothing on the back. Brookpark printed with some kind of ink their back mark, but over time they got washed off, and that's not uncommon. So, but I do know it was made by Brookpark. So here's your plate. Here is the bowl. And this is fairly, if you look at the ridge, this is fairly thick, heavy gauge plastic. There is our saucer, and here is the cup, coffee cup. So, a couple of examples of Melmac people asked. I have others, but these are two patterns that I have the most of, and I just particularly like. Let's see, what do we have over here? So on this table, we'll start with this pattern. This is called Tulip Time. And I'll get in as close as I can here. So you see a windmill, you see some Dutch girls there, and you also will see that this has a scalloped edge to it. This is, the pattern was made for some time, about 15 years or so, from 1962 to 1977, by Johnson Brothers. Here's the back mark. Tells you Tulip Time, made in England by Johnson Brothers. It says a genuine hand engraving, all decoration under the glaze, detergent and acid resisting color, patent pending. So this is Tulip Time. Again, a nice blue and white pattern. Here is an example of the bowl. It also has that scalloped edge, almost a square-shaped bowl, and it has the same sort of image there in the center. And then we'll take a look here at the cup, because the coffee cup, also, I don't know if you can tell, has the scalloped edge, has the image there, and then inside the cup it has the accent that you see on the outer edge of the plate. And there's the saucer for Tulip Time. Now over here we have Colonial Village is the name of this pattern. And here, I wish I had more information. This is a pattern that I don't know what company made this or marketed this. I believe it's from the 50s. And all I can tell you is that this was made in Japan, and it says so on the back. Let's turn it around. Colonial Village, hand-painted, Japan. So I don't know who made it, or again, how this was sold. I've seen this pattern around, but beyond that, I don't know any information on it. So if anybody knows, please share in the comments. Here's a little bowl that goes with it. So it has that same pattern. I love the yellow sort of thatched roof of the cottage there. And you've got a little bit of blue where they put the river in. And here is the cup. Again, Colonial Village, hand-painted Japan on the bottom. And where's our saucer? Right there. There's the saucer. So, interesting pattern. Over here at this table, this is such a great pattern, and this really reminds me of stuff I remember from growing up. This is Cabaret, is the name of this pattern. It was made by the Ceramic Guild. This is made in Japan, China, and it's a fairly thick china. I'm going to turn this over. You can see the back mark. It says hand decorated, dishwasher safe, oven proof. Cabaret, Ceramic Guild, Esperanto, Japan. So Ceramic Guild made a number of patterns, but I really love this one. It has some of the, it has the avocado green in there, which was an important color. This is from 1969, by the way, and it sure looks it, doesn't it? It screams to me Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. But the avocado green was an important color, and it probably tied in with a lot of people's decor. The coffee cup is almost a small mug, and with that's solid blue with a white handle and a white interior. There's our saucer. Anyways, love this set. And again, made in Japan, Ceramic Guild, Cabaret. Now over here, we have a really old set of china. This is from the 1930s. I'm sure a number of you are into what they call Depression glass, meaning that it was manufactured during the Depression years, and I believe this was manufactured during the 1930s. It's hard because it's sort of translucent to see the pattern there, but it is sort of an amber color. You probably see the color better actually on the tablecloth. It's an amber color. It is glass. It was made by the Federal Glass Company, and they were in Columbus, Ohio. This pattern is called Madrid. They made this for a long time. They made this in great quantities, actually. And this was dishware that you would have found at your dime store, at your Woolworths, Kresge's, McCrory, J.J. Newberry, Cress, places like that. Maybe some department stores also carried it. And it came in a few different pieces. There were platters, dinner plates, luncheon plates. Here's the bowl that goes with it. And then you have a cup and saucer as well. It is not marked per se anywhere that but perhaps there's a telltale sign. If you are a Depression glass collector and you know more about this Federal Glass pattern, please share it with me and the rest of us in the comments. Always love to learn stuff about some of this china. Here is a set made by the Iroquois China Company. This is from their impromptu line, and it's called Grapes. Not surprisingly, because you see grapes. This pattern was designed by a designer named Ben Siebel. They made this from 1969 to 1973. And again, a great take on some colors of the period. You have the green, you have the gold, of course the purple for the grapes. It's really a nice plate, heavy. It's going to be hard to get this. It's a very small imprint, and I'm afraid the camera does not focus well when things are really close. But it says Impromptu by Iroquois on the back. But what I particularly love, here's the cup and saucer. Look at the shape of the cup, and look how that handle almost loops out like that. Really nice. Here's the saucer, and then the bowl. Check this out. I'm going to tilt it sideways so you can see the bowl in profile. It is almost like a pedestal. And then you have that. Just a beautiful mid-century design right there. Grapes, Iroquois china. And they did that shape in a number of different patterns. And this one's called Grapes. We'll come here, and this is one of my older patterns of china. This is called Monterey. This is made by Vernon Potteries, which were in California. Vernon Metlox Poppytrail. All the same company. They used different names for different patterns over the years. This one is labeled a Vernon. Let me show the back here. If you can see, hand-painted underglaze, Vernon Kilns, California, made in USA, Monterey. So that is the name of the pattern, is Monterey. And if you can see, it has this really lovely edge of sort of a red leaf with a blue stem or vein going through it, and it goes all the way around the plate, and then with a thin red line where it's recessed in the center. Very nice. Here is the bowl. This pattern was made from 1942 to 1954, so they made it for a number of years. They made it for 12 years. But look at the detail on that handle. Isn't that great? Look at that leaf there, and the little bit of color that they put onto the handle. Let's see. Again, there is the undermark. So that is Monterey by Vernon Kilns. Franciscan, I have a couple of Franciscan sets. I put this one out to show because I think it's cool, and it's one of their most popular sets. They made it forever. This is simply called Apple, Franciscan Apple, and it was made in the United States from 1940 to 1984. So they made this pattern for 44 years, and then the production for this moved over to England in 1985, and they made it in England from 1985 to 2003. So they made it another 18 years in England. So there's lots of this around because they made it for so long. Here on the back is the back mark, Franciscan, made in California, USA, hand decorated, oven safe. So this is from the USA run 1940 to 1984. Not sure exactly what year this plate was made. Let's see if we can get a detail. You can see It's sort of recessed in the center, and along the edge you have this beautiful apple branch motif. Lots of accessories with this set. Here's the bowl. I mean, everything that you could imagine. Here is the coffee cup, and now the bottom of this coffee cup says made in England. So this coffee cup is actually from the latter run of Franciscan, the 85 to 2003 run. And here we have the saucer. So, Franciscan apple, a great pattern. This is probably one of my favorite patterns and a set that I have the most of because I've been collecting it for a long time, and it's called Blue Heaven. And Blue Heaven was made by Royal China Company. They were in Sebring, Ohio. And to me, it is just an abstract design. You can see there's no recession in the plate. It is sloped on the side, and you have a white plate with this blue and gray abstract going all the way around. Just a great pattern. I just love it. And let's look at the back here. This has a very bold imprint on the back. It's easy to see. It says Blue Heaven, underglazed by Royal China, Sebring, Ohio, made in USA. This was a pretty popular pattern, by the way, for a lot of people. A lot of people bought this. And, you know, this was everyday china. This was not fancy stuff. This is what you ate every day. The mug is blue. Takes the blue color with a white interior. There's the saucer. Other accessories were solid blue. The salt and pepper shakers were blue. The gravy boat is blue. So, you know, you had accents of solid blue to coordinate with the pattern there. And here's our last table. So, what I've got here is a plate, and I kind of love the shape of it, unusual. It is Persian Garden is the name of the set. It is by Johnson Brothers. They made this from 1974 to 1978, and you might almost guess that time period by the colors in this. Look at that. It's got it all. It's got the brown, it's got the avocado green, and the harvest gold. So if you were looking to coordinate a china set with your new kitchen, boy, you had it right here. This was a surefire hit that it would go with everything. Persian Garden. But again, what really is fun about this is the shape. You can see it has a recession in the center. And let's look at the back. Heritage, Johnson Brothers, made in England, ironstone, Persian Garden, dishwasher safe. This, again, is an example of an everyday china. I think it's elegant as it is, but it's ironstone. It was certainly designed to be used frequently, designed to be put in the dishwasher. There's the bowl. Again, the bowl also has the 8 sides, which is really, fun and different. And then we come to the cup. Now, look at that. The cup, by the way, while it's round at the top, if you look here, it's multi-sided. It's got the 8 sides to it. It also has the beading around the bottom, as does the plate. You have the beaded edge on the plate. You have the beaded edge on the bowl. This is all part of the pattern. You have the beaded edge on the saucer. And look at that handle. Persian Garden by Johnson Brothers. And then last but not least, this, another popular pattern, considered everyday china, with accessories galore for this. And this is called Sculptured Grape. And this was made by Poppytrail / Metlox / Vernon of California from 1963 to 1986. So they made this set for 23 years, a long time. It was a long run. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but this plate is a bit three-dimensional, that the grapes, basically the grapes, the leaves, they're all raised. So you feel the pattern here, which is sort of cool. So it's not, it's not just a painted on pattern. It's actually a sculpted in pattern right here. We can look at the back, and it says, it's a little worn off. It says Grape, Poppytrail by Metlox, safe in oven and dishwasher, durable, made in California, USA. It's a heavy plate. This is a thick ceramic, but beautiful. And I have a lot of the pieces of this. Here's the coffee cup, more of a kind of a small mug. Again, sculpted here. You can see a little bit better with the mug. You can see the rays on the leaves and the grapes. Nice detail on the handle there, where they kind of made it part of the grape vine. And there is the saucer. So, all that to say, this was part 2 of the China series. Like I said, I have some restaurant china that I will share in another video in the future. Oh, one that I didn't put out, but one that is my favorite. And this is on the shelf in the Cavalcade Kitchen Studio here, because this is what we eat off of when we eat here, which is frequently. This is a Franciscan pattern. Let me see. I know this came out in '59. It's called Spring Something. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Spring Song. There we go. It's called Spring Song. And I just love, again, it's very reflective of '59. It has pink and gray and gold. And it has these plates with a little bit of a lip, as you can see. I will do the reverse here and see if we can get the imprint. There it is, Spring Song, Franciscan family china, made in USA. Again, this was everyday stuff, great for the dishwasher, had lots of pieces. There's a casserole, there's the creamer, these are the coffee cups. So when younger people come in here, they cannot believe the size of these coffee cups. Not just on this pattern, but on all the patterns, and they're like, wow, these cups are so small. And it's like, well, you know what? This is what a cup of coffee was. This is what a cup of tea was. This is, the size of the cups, 8-10 ounces. We didn't drink everything in a supersize half gallon like we do now. And so it's interesting just to see how younger people react to the old china because the size of it, particularly the cups, and even some of the plates seem small to them. But that's, you know what? That's what we used, and that's what it was. And so, you know, maybe you had a couple cups of coffee because these were small. But the thing is, you drank it probably before it got cold. So there's your upside. Anyways, rather than go off on a big tangent, I'm going to say thank you for spending some time. I hope you enjoyed this part 2 look at vintage china, dishes, and tableware. And I will remind you to check out the website, cavalcadeoffood.com, and also, you know, feel free to leave a comment, share about the dishes you remember growing up that you had in your family, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon on Cavalcade of Food. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye.